Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So today we've got a unboxing and setup and test of this new TECKIN outdoor smart dimmer plug. Now we're going to use it indoors, of course. There's no point of me plugging anything in outdoors for dimming purposes. But this can work indoors and outdoors, so not a big deal. Plug her into a wall socket, so it really doesn't matter. I do have set up a light here, which we're going to use as our test subject to see how it works. Now this is also an LED bulb. Anyway, so I saved a little bit of time by taking off the cellophane. So let's crack into this. Now this thing uses what's called a smart home app, which will run virtually any make and model, to my knowledge, of smart plug technology. We have a number of these devices in the home already, from TECKIN and from a few other companies, and they're pretty decent actually overall. Sometimes they can be a little fussy to set up, but otherwise they're pretty decent. And once you get them running, they're great. Now you are going to have a Wi-Fi connection to use these things. In our case, we're using the Rogers data hub. We live out in the country, and of course our devices all hook up to it. So we'll peel that off. It says, pay attention, please keep outlet close to router to ensure it under strong Wi-Fi network condition. Well, we've never had that issue. To guarantee the product life, please do not expose the outlet into heavy rain or soak in water. That kind of doesn't make a lot of sense if it's an outdoor plug, but they do have mounting brackets so that you can mount it so that you can get the least amount of rain hitting it as possible. Or snow, or, you know, 2.4 gigahertz only, 802.11 BGB. Not supported is 5 gigahertz network, or connecting to ad hoc or peer-to-peer Wi-Fi network. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, we have other TECKIN devices, and we've had no problems with our Rocket Hub, which works off a cellular data card. So, like I said, we've had no issues. So let's unplug our LED light, and we're going to plug it into the port here. Now, if this works out pretty good as a dimmer, I have an idea for this sucker for in my studio. Okay, so we're plugged in. Now they do give you a little manual here to tell you how to get things going. I do have my iPad here off to the side because I'm probably going to have to put in my password again, and so you will see the iPad once that is completed. How to download the Smart app is a QR code, which you can just do, or you can just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and go from there and let her rock. Pretty simplified setup, and it is actually the same exact app as I'm running now, as I can tell from the interface here. So let's see what happens here. So I want to do an add, and I want to add a smart plug. And it's going to tell me to confirm that it's blinking, so we're going to push and hold. And it is rapidly blinking. And it saw that and confirmed. Oh, I don't have to type in my password this time. That's awesome. So you'll see here it's now scanning for it. Now it did stop blinking, and we're not even at 10%. I've seen this happen many of time. So we're just going to have to let it sit and see if it passes or fails. Usually once it finds the device, it's usually pretty rapid. But like I said, sometimes it's flaky. This time it's gone through. So now we're going to hit the done button. And we're done. So, power is currently off. So we can just press that and it's on. And so we'll see. No timer data. I don't want to add any data right now. Settings. Well, that's kind of different. So 62%. So it's a kind of a touch dealy here. And it's only going to make the light go so bright. So with a LED bulb, oh, there we go. Alright, so let me just bring the, you can just see the bulb. I wanted you to be able to see the screen too of what I'm doing. So let me see if I can, there we go. So I'm at 24%, 30, so at about 82%, this bulb is pretty much maxed. So let me just go off camera for a quick. I'm going to go grab a regular incandescent light bulb and we're going to see how it reacts in comparison. Don't go away, it's instant for you. Okay, so we've got a regular bulb in here now, not the brightest bulb on the planet, and I've got the dimmer control up to 100%, so we're just going to slide it back here. It's a little touchy, but so that's supposed to be about 29%. Let me just turn the lights off here. Oh, so we do get a bit of a glow. Okay. So at about 18%, we get virtually nothing. Each bulb, of course, is going to be different how they react, wattage of bulbs, and so on. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So you'll find in the video description below a link to where you can purchase these. Personally, I think it's a pretty cool little gadget. It's set up actually a lot easier than some of the ones I've had in the past, and so that was good. It went through flawless. So let's see what happens when we go back to our main menu here. Now we don't have, I don't think we, oh, outdoor dimmer plug. So there's our outdoor dimmer plug. So what we want to do is give this thing a name. So let's see what we're going to just call this thing. Light control. Save. Now we can add in locations, whatever we want to do. Icons, select from album. You could do that to select your own little custom icon. So we've got the light control here. So when we press it, brightness is at 100. Brightness is now off, powered back on. Press L, nothing. Brightness control, 100%. That makes a lot more sense. Setting. Oh, so we got to program our setting. Okay, so 39%. Now if we go into here, Now we can control it this way. Well, that's kind of neat. So set the minimum percentage, in this case 39%, and we get just a bit of light. So let's go 59%. Let's hit save. Well, ain't that cool? Okay, so let's go back. Setting. Unlock. So let's go, well, 1% looks like it's the minimum. So let's save. Get over here. So that would be 100%. So your very bare minimal, you can go to 1%, which is like virtually nothing. 62%. Okay, so let's go back to the LED bulb here. I'm going to be running the LED for what I want to do. So 1% is basically nothing. Well, there's 100%, and I'm feeling a little blind. LED bulbs are really powerful, by the way. It kind of looks bright to you on camera a bit. In real life, this bulb is like really hard on the eyeballs. We have one actually outside above our porch there, and it lights up like half the front yard. And we have a big front yard out here in the country, so these things are pretty bright. So, but for my purposes, for this bulb, this is going to work out actually quite good for what I want to do, I think. So, but like I said, every bulb is going to be different. LEDs are going to be a lot more sensitive, so you know, when you get down around here, like 15%, you got nothing. You know, so let's leave it at 15% and go incandescent bulb. Now let's kill the lights. I'm kind of curious where things kick in at. So at 15% I'm getting nothing out of this bulb. So right around 24% I'm actually starting to see the bulb light up. Okay. And like I said, this is not a high wattage bulb either, so there's like max on this bulb. But it works great. I think it's a really cool idea. One thing I would actually love to be able to have is replacing my on and off wall switches in the house with dimmer type technology like this. I think that would be great, because then we could set the amount of light we get in each room. Because one of the problems I have in my studio is I have LED lighting in the studio, which isn't a bad thing. On one side, it's not the brightest solution, at least for the bulbs I have presently, but on the other side of the fence, for certain camera angles, those bulbs are very, what do you call it? Much in my way, we'll say, of the camera. They blind at the camera a lot. So if I was able to be able to dim them, no matter where I place the angle of those bulbs in that room, I would be able to control that and get a lot of that overblind away from the camera, which would actually work out really well. So, which is kind of like my idea of what I have is, you know, have this in a central point, straight down, and then not have to use the other lights. And then this would control my brightness for in the room. When I'm doing a video in the studio, I would only have the amount of light I need and nothing that's over powering, you know. And but I could do the same solution by having a smart controlled dimmer in place of an on and off switch for the main lights. So either way, it would be a win-win. But I think this device is cool. Now, I will tell you right now, I have no intentions of ever using this thing outdoors, only because, like I said, I have nothing outdoors that I could plug into it, for me anyway. But if you had like Christmas lights, which is one of the things they talk about, you know, any kind of LED or, you know, incandescent bulbs are working fine. You have up to 350 watts of draw is what you can draw. Rated current is 3 amps. And they talk about maximum load is 350 watt halogen or incandescent, or 150 watt LED and CFL. Okay, so that's all right on the back of the box. And of course this works with Apple iOS or Android. The wireless frequency of your Wi-Fi system must be 2.4 gigahertz. Will not work on 5 gigahertz. So obviously we've definitely confirmed our Rogers Wi-Fi router with the cell card system is definitely 2.4 gigahertz, because it's very specific. I've had some of these where it works on either way, so it was kind of like we're not sure really what it is, because our Rocket Hub specs don't even tell us much. But there you go. So this is a model SS32. It's called the Outdoor Smart Dimmer Plug by TECKIN, and I think they did a really good job on this. As far as its waterproof rating goes, it's IP44. You may have seen that originally when we first started the video, but it is IP44 waterproof rating. So it is going to be good for outdoors. It does have all the, they don't give you screws, that's up to you, but they do have all the brackets here. You got 4 screw-ins to mount it securely to your house or wherever you're going to mount it, type of deal. Does have a short plug on it, so you got to have it very close to a receptacle, okay, unless you're going to use an extension cord. And it has a, you know, good sized little tail at the end for plugging your device into. And when you're not using it, it does have this cover cap that'll keep the water and stuff out of there. So that's alright. So anyways guys, thanks for checking out this video. If this is something you're interested in, by all means, click on the link below and you can go and purchase one of these things. I think it's definitely a win-win in my book. You know, those of you who like star ratings, you already know that it ain't getting 5, because there's no such thing as perfect. But definitely, I think it deserves a 4.5 out of 5. You know, so that's where I stand on that. I definitely would recommend this thing. It's set up really easily. As you guys saw, it was not hard to do. You know, but sometimes these devices, no matter who makes them, can be a little funky, a little fussy. But that does happen. It's something that, you know, you got to kind of get used to a little bit. You know, you can see I have a living room lamp that's an active system. My stereo right now is offline. And I've got my charge station, which is for my phone and my iPad out here, and my studio gear as well. I have a plug-in for that, and it's just one of the little round TECKIN ones. I have others that I have to bring back online too to go on my list, but you develop a list as you go. You know, and you can set timers for any of these. And they also work with Alexa and Google for voice commanding, which is kind of really cool too. I like the idea of voice command technology, although I don't have Alexa or Google devices in my house, you know, but this works for my use anyways. I can just quickly go to my iPad and click, 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 whatever I want. I even have one that actually controls my shop outside, so I can turn the power on ahead of time. Don't have to, you know, go outside and haul out the cable and plug it in. I just leave it plugged in all the time, and I can just push the button from in here even in the winter time, and, you know, get the lights going and stuff, and away we go. So anyways, thank you so much for checking this out. Thank you guys at the company for sending this to me to look at. I think it's a really neat little piece of kit, and yeah, that's awesome. So catch you later, guys.